Hello, you're watching Proactive. Joining me is Paul Cronin, the Managing Director and Chief Executive of Adriatic Metals. Paul, good to speak with you today. And you've announced your quarterly activities report. You've generated the first revenue from the Vares Silver project in Bosnia and Herzegovina in the June quarter. So a big milestone for the company.
Yeah, I mean, it is a huge milestone. It's not a huge amount of revenue that we've generated, but that's to be expected when we've been just processing, commissioning, or in campaigns for the last few months. I think where we're going now is we're about to blast our first stope. That's going to see a lot more stoping ore, which is far more consistent in terms of its metal content coming into the plant over the month of August in particular, but also going into September. So I think you'll see another positive month for us in Q3, albeit the numbers will be slightly larger.
And you do say that the plant is processing saleable concentrates with recoveries continually improving.
They are. It's very difficult to get a sense of what your recoveries are when you're processing ore from development drives, because it is very variable, and we've been using campaigns to put through lower grade and then gradually increasing the grade. What we're seeing from the higher grade material that's been coming through, albeit still what we would class as moderate grade, is that the recoveries are broadly in line with where we designed the plant. In fact, some are a little bit better. And so we're really looking forward to seeing just more consistent supply coming through the plant, and we can continue to tweak things to make those recoveries as high as possible.
And you expect to reach nameplate production at Vares this year?
We do. So commercial production, we're aiming to be able to declare that at the end of October. Commercial production is actually defined under our project financing agreements, and so that's the milestone that we're trying to reach there. If I look at the way things are progressing on the underground, the fact that we've now ready to open up that first stope, and development is progressing well on both levels 1075 and 975, then I would think that that's going to be imminently achievable.
In the meantime, the silver lead concentrate and the zinc concentrate are being sold to the off-takers.
We have, yeah. So we've the first bit of concentrate that we produced for sale, we trucked down the road. But about a week or so ago, we used our first trainload of concentrate down to the port of Ploče. Under our offtake agreements, we receive about 90% of the revenue of those concentrates once it hits port. And so we've still got a bit of a tail to come through. But it's a milestone. It's, when you've started exploration in 2017, you've gone quickly through that evaluation phase. You've done an international ESIA, and you've constructed during a period of hyperinflation and disrupted supply chains. This is a real milestone for us and something we're very proud of as a team.
And you're continuing with exploration drilling in the meantime, right?
We are, yeah. We've got it's 5 rigs operating at the moment, looking at extensions to Rapitza, as well as testing some new areas of interest on our existing licenses. And of course, we're still drilling in Serbia. So it's been a busy exploration period. It's we're midsummer. It's pretty hot over here in the Western Balkans, and has been for the last month or so, but we're surviving it.
Paul, you also make mention in today's release about the Bosnia and Herzegovina Constitutional Court delaying the felling of trees, and that's on the planned extended tailings storage facility at your project. What impact does this have?
Yeah, look, it's a strange decision, one that we will obviously respect, but don't fully understand. The implications of it are that the government are unable to cut down the trees on our tailings facility. We have a small tailings facility now which we're using, and this is our larger tailings facility. As a result of that, we've been working with our international partners and with the Bosnian government to look at what is the legislative solution to this, the permanent solution. Unfortunately, we're in midsummer, so there isn't a great deal of legislative or government activity until the beginning of September. So in anticipation of there not being a legislative solution in time for us, and we need to have a new tailings facility by the end of January, we have now started the design on a new tailings facility, and we expect to have preliminary designs in place around about the 18th of August, which will enable us then to apply for the permit modifications to use that area as a tailings facility. We'll continue with detailed designs so that they meet global tailings standards, and then we will construct that fairly quickly. There are a few nuances there that mean that a lot of this can be done quite quickly, which is a relief. And we'll continue to update the market monthly on this because we understand investors are rightly concerned about it. But we're very confident in having an alternative facility that can be used from the end of October.
So really just a minor setback then, Paul?
Yeah, well, look, in Bosnia, we've had a number of minor setbacks over the years. This isn't the biggest speed bump we've hit, but it's another speed bump, and we'll work our way through it as we always do. There's always a legal or technical solution. But I will say this, on this issue, the Bosnian government have been absolutely superb. They have suggested the solutions. They've been very supportive of meeting with us regularly because it's quite a dynamic issue. And I'm confident that the strength of our relationship with government in this country will ensure we can get this done in time.
Okay. Well, in the heat of the summer, Paul, how's the current quarter progressing?
Look, it's going well. I mean, we're ready to blast our first stope. All of the little nuances such as escape ways, fire doors, etc., have been prepared. I think we're in good shape to potentially do that either over this weekend or early next week. But we're pretty excited about it, and the processing team here at the processing plant are really excited for receiving their first batch of stope ore, hopefully in the next week or so.
I hope you'll keep us updated on any progress. Thanks very much for speaking with us today.
Will do. Thank you.
That's Paul Cronin, the Chief Executive of Adriatic Metals.